Welcome to Maryland Transit Times, powered by the Maryland Transit Administration.
I'm Joanna Campbell for Maryland Transit Times, and today we welcome MTA Administrator and CEO Paul Comfort to this edition of the program.
Thanks, Joanne. Great to be here with you.
2016 was quite a busy and productive year for you and the MTA. Baltimore Link, of course, front and center at MTA as the agency prepares for the big rollout in June of this year. What progress was made on Baltimore Link in 2016?
The MTA, is a big state agency, and we serve the whole state. But the biggest project we've been working on to produce a better product for the citizens of Baltimore is Baltimore Link. All Baltimore Link really is, it's a redefining of the route structure to match where customers are going today. The routes were laid out 50 years ago, before Baltimore was the fifth most congested city in America. And since then, we've had a light rail system and a metro system start up. But again, the bus routes were never tweaked to adjust it. And so we had 200 public meetings over the last year or so. We've gotten lots of feedback. We've been through some minor tweaks in it, and now we're getting ready to come out with our final public hearings on the project, and we've done a lot already, though, this year.
The agency has increased scheduled hours of local bus service by focusing on increased efficiencies throughout the system. How many hours increase in service is this for the numbers over 2015?
Yeah, it's one of the things I'm excited about is while we're working on long-term changes, we've also been able to make immediate improvements. One of the things we did was we reduced the number of cuts to daily bus service. When I got here 18 months ago, our bus department, which is the biggest, our bus department hauls 250,000 passengers a day, was cutting routes left and right, meaning that routes were scheduled to go out, but they just wouldn't for one reason or another. We've been able to reduce the number of cuts by 75%. We're also able to add in 30,000 more hours of service onto the street in the year 2016 over 2015. So we're excited about actually providing more day-to-day service for our public even before we kick into Baltimore Link.
I understand the MTA has improved the response time for customer service communications as well.
Again, I hate to harken back, but when I first got here 18 months ago, literally there was 14,000 unclosed out complaints in our complaint system. Folks who are listening to this might remember that, where maybe you contacted the MTA about something and you never heard back from them. That was the truth. And when the MTA did get back to you, it took them sometimes 15 days, and they only did that 50% of the time. So we hired a brand new customer service manager, a guy by the name of James Lewis, who is outstanding. And over the last year, we've been able to get our response time to the public within 5 business days, 95% of the time. And so that's a dramatic improvement and really an industry-leading statistic.
The MTA, as part of its mission statement, wants to deliver world-class customer service. And we've already talked a little bit about the response time for customer complaints and things like that. Is there anything else we've been doing to help deliver that world-class customer service?
Yes, there is. In our paratransit service, we now transport about 10,000 people with disabilities on weekdays. We are the 4th largest paratransit system in America by those numbers. And the on-time performance was severely lacking when I got here, which next to safety is the number one key performance indicator you look at. And we've been able to get it from the low 80s up to 92 to 95% on-time performance. We went from being one of the worst paratransit systems in the nation 18 months ago to now being a national leader, where our director of mobility, Carl Parr, was invited to the National Association to speak as the sole representative of how to make dramatic improvements in your system. So we're real pleased with how we're able to serve our most vulnerable clients as well.
Thank you so much. That's all the time we have for today. Coming up on the next edition of Maryland Transit Times, we continue our conversation with MTA Administrator and CEO Paul Comfort to further discuss the accomplishments of 2016 and look ahead to the MTA's goals for 2017. I'm Joanna Campbell.